there's just no limit to what you can do with ham radio.
Especially when natural disasters strike, like the recent flooding in Vermont and New York. If there are widespread power or cell phone outages or gaps, ham radios can be critical links.
I think today we take for granted cell phone technology and internet technology, and in the absence of that, it's nice to know that you could still reach someone.
For Mark Barron and Matt Prey, it's being that vital link, providing community service that makes being a licensed ham radio operator so enjoyable and satisfying.
So if there's missing hikers or, the ice storm of 98 was a big deal when amateur, if you remember the ice storm of 98, amateur radio operators helped out then. Another example is of when the hurricane hit Puerto Rico a few years back. Communications were completely wiped out in Puerto Rico, and amateur radio operators were the first ones that went in and reestablished communications to create a supply line to help rebuild.
And once a year, usually in June, ham radio clubs nationwide get together to host a field day to test their skills, show off new equipment, and invite the public to come learn all about what they do and how they're able to connect with other ham radio operators across the country and around the world.
It's magical when you can bounce radio waves off of the atmosphere and talk with another person halfway across the world.
And that is still one of the biggest thrills for licensed radio operators like Bob Dwyer.
With this equipment and the appropriate antenna, we can communicate throughout our country, throughout the United States, South America, Europe, into Africa, and beyond.
I got my license at first when I was 16.
For this year's field day, the Champlain Valley Amateur Radio Club welcomed Rocco Conte, who works with and advises ham radio clubs across northern New York. He spent the weekend traveling the state to visit field day events hosted by several radio clubs.
It's a good practice day for emergency communications, right? And if anything should happen, how quickly we can deploy in the field. But more than that, it's public awareness. As you see the table here for people to come in, get brochures, to show them what we do, what we are capable of. The communities come out and see how amateurs can help out in times of disaster. It's one of the things that we do, and when all else fails, ham radio will be there, and we'll be there for our communities and our friends and our neighbors. That's what we do, and we're doing a lot of stuff now in schools with STEM programs and getting kids on board, something we'd like to see more of.
For those who would like to give it a try, it's easy to get started.
In order to be an amateur radio operator, you have to be licensed by the FCC. The club provides testing every other month here in Plattsburgh. So for $50, you can get licensed. And the test is not difficult. From there, you buy equipment. Equipment can range anywhere from $25 to upwards to multiple thousands of dollars. But for the first timer, you can get into it for under $50 worth of equipment and do a fairly good job.
And then you can begin reaching out to other ham radio operators both near and far.
There's also about 300 licensed hams in Clinton County alone. So it is a hobby that a lot of people do partake in. It's just not many people really know about it.